न च व्योमभूमिर्न तेजो न वायु चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं न च प्राणसंज्ञो न वै पञ्चवायु न वा सप्तधातु न वा पञ्चकोश न वाक्पाणिपादं न चोपस्थपायु चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं न मे द्वेषरागो न मे लोभमोहो मदोर्नैव मे नैव मात्सर्यभावः न धर्मो न चार्थो न कामो न मोक्षः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं न पुण्यं न पापं न सौख्यं न दुःखं न मन्त्रो न तीर्थं न वेदा न यज्ञः अहं भोजनं नैव भोज्यं न भोक्ता चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं न मृत्युर्न शङ्का न मे जातिभेदः पिता नैव मे नैव माता न जन्म न बन्धो न मित्रं गुरो नैव शिष्यः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् अहं निर्विकल्पो निराकाररूपो विभूत्वाच्च सर्वत्र सर्वे सर्वेन्द्रियाणां न च सङ्गतं नैव मुक्तिर्न मेया चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं 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 शिवोऽहम्
प्रातस्मरामि हृदि संस्फुरदात्मतत्त्वम् सच्चित्सुखं परमहंसगतिं तुरीय यत्स्वप्नजागरसुषुप्तमवेति नित्यं तद्ब्रह्म निष्कलमहं न च भूतसङ्गः। We'll chant. (61 to 65).
यद्भासा भास्यतेऽर्कादि भास्यैर्यत्तु न भास्यते येन सर्वमिदं भाति तद्ब्रह्मेत्यवधारयेत् स्वयमन्तर्बहिर्व्याप्य भासयन्नखिलं जगत् ब्रह्म प्रकाशते वह्नि प्रतप्ताय सपिण्डवत् जगद्विलक्षणं ब्रह्म ब्रह्मणोऽन्यन्न किञ्चन ब्रह्मान्यद्भाति चेन्मिथ्या यथा मरुमरीचिका दृश्यते श्रूयते यद्यत् ब्रह्मणोऽन्यन्न तद्भवेत् तत्त्वज्ञानाच्च तद्ब्रह्म सच्चिदानन्दमद्वयम् सर्वगं सच्चिदात्मानं ज्ञानचक्षुर्निरीक्षते अज्ञानचक्षुर्नेक्षेत भास्वन्तं भानुमन्धवत्
So last time we finished 59. Like all objects are united with that Brahman. With that Brahman, all actions rest upon that. Therefore, Brahman permeates everything as butter in milk. This is what we covered last time. Hana. Did I tell you about this wife and husband going in a boat story last time? No. Okay. So, see, this is, he says, how Brahman permeates everything, entire world, just like butter in milk. Now, the example is very apt in the sense neither can you see the butter nor can you deny the existence of butter. Neither can you confirm it nor can you deny it, right? Because it is there, but it's not seen, but it's there. See this, that understanding is bestowed upon very few. And if you have that understanding, you don't need anything else in life. See that realization that this bestower, that this controller is guiding every action of everybody, from the smallest earthworm to the largest living land animal or the sea animal, which is the blue whale or the elephant. It takes care of everything. And you and I are nothing in that. We are part of it. We are not separate. We are not some different species who deserve a different privilege. We don't. We are part of the nature with a little bit of maneuverability which other species don't have. Little bit more self-awareness which other species don't have. We are not self-aware all the time, are we? We are not. So there is a little bit of self-awareness. And problems, we don't have those such problems as animals in the jungle do. They don't have food. They're constantly afraid of somebody, them becoming a dish, afternoon dish for another prey. Where is that? All those issues do we have? We don't have. So uh, our issues are also not big. Even comparatively with other humans, our issues are very negligible. Nothing. Just Bombay, you can tell immediately. Just get down on the road and you can see what privilege that we live in. So that understanding that this ordainer is there and he controls everything and he controls us. There is a little bit of freedom that he has given us. Within that boundaries, we are free to do. Other animals don't have any freedom. They're set by the rules of their birth. Human beings are not. Human beings have freedom to move around. But within certain extreme boundaries, there are boundaries. So that understanding that this There is a power that takes care. So there were a husband and wife going in a boat. They were crossing a sea, small sea. And then it was all going fine. And the husband is steering the boat out the city. And then over the horizon, they can see, the wife sees a storm coming. And suddenly she's afraid. The storm will topple the 100%. That's what she thinks. And then as the storm is approaching, she's terrified. And then she tells her husband, you know what will happen? The storm will come. You know, and she's fretting. Strangely, the husband is, they say, cool as a cucumber. Cool. No expression of fear. Nothing. No anguish. Wife is surprised. And she says, aren't you afraid that something may happen to us? Then immediately, within an instant, he takes out his sword. He has a sword. He takes out his sword and whips it right in front of her neck and stops. The wife is puzzled. And the husband asks, aren't you afraid that I took the knife with sword and just got in front of your neck? Aren't you afraid? She says, why should I be afraid? Because it's your sword and I know you. Why should I be afraid? I'm not afraid. I'm not terrified of that sword. This is my answer, he says. When that infinite grace is taking care of everything, every little thing, every little grass blade, every little animal, insect, I'm part of it. He knows what to do. नहीं या डुबाएगा, नहीं तो बचाएगा. He knows. Why am I afraid? I'm not afraid. See, either you live like that or you live in fear in life. It's very unpractical, sir. Very unpractical. How can I live like that? How can I live everything? As a human being, I should do something now. Do it. All objects are united with it. All actions rest upon that. All actions, including the act of saving you or destroying you. Therefore, Brahman permeates everything. Just as butter and milk. Verse 60.
Anambasthulamahrasvam adirghamajamavyayam arupagunavarnakyam tadbrahmetyavadharayet anambasthulamahrasvam adirghamajamavyayam arupagunavarnakyam तद्ब्रह्मेत्यवधारयेत्
Realize Brahman to be that which is neither subtle nor gross, short nor long, without birth or change, without form, quality, color, or name. So there are many things you can express in language, but certain things fail. How much do you love me? So you ask somebody, how much do you love me? Can't explain that. It's deep. What is the when you had a fight with that person, how much anger did you feel? Can't explain that in words. Or can you explain the beauty of Himalayas? You may write something, but it doesn't explain the beauty. So language breaks when it comes to deep emotions. So when it comes to something transcendental, language cannot be used. Omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent, these are language, right? But doesn't give you an idea. So what they do is they employ language of contradiction. In Upanishads, it says, Ishavashopanishad says, it's neither near nor far. Here it doesn't use the word. It's faster than the fastest. Like that he uses. Language of contradiction. So neither long nor short. Why do you think they use this? Why the contradictions? Why not just say it's long and short? Covers everything, no? Why not they say neither long nor short?
It transcends everything.
Meaning,
Meaning it's beyond being described as long shots. It's beyond any qualities. It's too subtle. It's too subtle.
so it is correct what you said, but one of the primary objectives of this way of describing Brahman is to give you an idea and shatter that idea. In essence, to baffle the intellect. Because whatever you understand with your intellect. So if I say it's long and short, you think you have an idea of God. Oh, bada aur chota dana. So in your head, you think, God is from this range to this range, from the atom to the cosmos. So you tend to have an idea. The moment you capture something, it becomes limited. God is not limited. God is unlimited. How do you capture unlimited? You cannot capture unlimited, right? So they tend to give you a vision or a view of what, I don't know what it is, like that, So when you say it's neither long, अच्छा बड़ा नहीं है, तो क्या है? तो क्या है? बड़ा नहीं है तो क्या होगा? छोटा होगा. And your mind only understands a thing when it compares with something opposite to it. It's called the dvandvas. Dvandvas means pairs of opposites. Only with the other pair can you understand a thing. Now, let's say if this paper is there, is it small or big? It's small, na? It's small. You say it's small because you have an idea of how an A4 paper is. But let's say I bring you an animal and then say, is it small or big? New animal, not animal that you've seen. An animal that I bring you and then say, is it small or big? You cannot tell. Is it a baby or not? You cannot tell. Let's say you can't tell by the facial features. You can't say, is it small or big? Because you've never seen the adult. You've never seen the baby. So here also, when you say it's neither long, it's not bada, तो छोटा होगा ना? ये छोटा भी नहीं है. अरे तो क्या हो सकता है? The intellect is surprised because the only thing the intellect understands is pairs of opposites. Long यानी with comparison with short you understand long. Short यानी in compare you posit a long thing and then you say short. 5 foot 5 inches. Is it long or short? It is short in comparison with an average human being and Norwegian people who are 6 feet and 6.5 feet. But a pygmy, for a pygmy or a dwarf, it's tall because he's comparing it with himself. So this is the problem. Neither long nor short means the intellect is baffled. अरे क्या हो सकता है? And also, when you give something in the negative, not this, like that if you say, then it involves two-step process in your mind. What is a two-step? One step is, see, for example, if you say, I am confident, assert yourself, I am confident versus I am not afraid. What is the difference between that? Both are opposites, right? I'm confident is one way of saying I'm not afraid. What's the difference?
Positive assertion versus negative assertion.
What's the difference? How does it affect the mind? How does it affect your psyche?
When you say I am confident, it gives more power to the mind. It gives more surety to the mind. And when you use the other this thing, I am not afraid. I mean the other expression. Then there is an element of weakness.
How does that weakness? Where is that element of weakness coming?
Because you're not asserting that you are strong. You're leaving that element of doubt. In the first case, you're very positive that you are strong. In the second case, you are not 100% sure.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm not afraid. But I'm not afraid. 100% I'm not afraid.
Well, then there would be no difference. But one is a very positive way of conveying to the mind, yes, it is. And one is that, you are a little shaky.
Why am I shaky?
Maybe or maybe not.
No, I'm not afraid. I'm telling you. Where is the shakiness coming from? You're right. Where is the shakiness coming from? I'm not afraid. I'm telling you, I'm not afraid of lizards.
Difficult to put it in words.
So what happens? You're right in terms of overall picture or how it affects. But what is exactly happening is interesting. When you say, I am not afraid, there is a two-step process because your mind cannot understand the negatives. It will always posit the opposite and then understand. So when you say, I am not afraid, your mind must first posit being afraid. And then it negates it. I am not weak when you say, versus I'm strong. When you say I'm not weak, first it will posit weakness. And then it denies weakness. So in psychology, they would always say positive assertions. But in philosophy, in Vedanta, they would say neti. Because you don't know the positive. The positive is state of Brahman. So in Vedanta, they say, hey, what you know, negate that. So you kind of know I am the body and you negate that body. It also has an effect. It's not that it doesn't have any effect. But there is nothing else that you can do. You can't say I'm Brahman. What is Brahman? Do you have any idea? No. But when you say, I have an idea that I'm this body, I am not this body. It has some effect. And then immediately they say, assert saying, Aham Brahmasmi. Neti, neti, Aham Brahmasmi. Neti, neti, Aham Brahmasmi. So that Aham Brahmasmi kind of gives you some idea. What idea? Don't know. But it gives you that you're not this and you put yourself into that unknown that you are something else. Hence the process takes so long because you don't know what that state is. Swami Ramatirtha says, if I have to summarize my entire philosophy, entire learnings, only two steps. He says, number one, deny the little self, assert the real self. That's it, he says. when you read his books now, first thing he says, entire philosophy of Vedanta, my entire philosophy of Vedanta, I can summarize in two words. Deny the little self, assert the real self. It can't be just denial. Then you're said to be unknown. Hence, the assertion is also important. But here, not short, not long. Intellect assert. See, that's why, have you seen the movie Maha Avatar Narsimha? भी चल रहा है मूवी थिएटर्स में बहुत फेमस है एनिमेटेड मूवी है but it's I think it was made in 14 crores budget. It has earned more than 250 crores. And it's so interesting. When people are going to the movie theater, they're leaving the chappal outside and going inside. It's so good. The movie is so good. Animation, but what is Narsimha Avatar? What did Hiranyakashipu ask? It's a very good example. What is Hiranyakashipu ask? Story you should know. Huh? You guys are all grandparents now. Huh? What's the story?
He asked Prahlad to negate God.
अरे नहीं, what is the story? Correct है वो, but okay. What is the boon that he asked Vishnu? Vishnu, what is the boon that he asked?
Three portions of land. He said, 1 foot I will put in heaven, 1 foot I will put in heaven, something like that.
Hiranyakashipu, what did he ask? You know the story, na? Prahlad Hiranyakashipu. Narsimha Avatar.
He tells him that, tell me I'm God.
Ah, so He doesn't say that. So what is the boon he asked before Prahlad was born? What is the boon?
That I should not die.
How?
I should not, means it should
How?
not be day, it should not be night,
Huh.
it should not be inside, it should not be outside,
Yes.
it should
And?
not be up, it should not be down.
Right. And one more.
And
You're almost
one,
there.
maybe it should not be left, it should not be right. I don't know.
Two more. He
Or
says,
it should not be by any animal or by any human,
yes.
and it should
One
not
more.
be by any weapon.
And one more.
Yeah, any
Weapon.
weapon.
Mm.
So he says, I should not be killed either by a man or a beast,
Nice.
a demigod or a demon, inside or outside, in the sky or on the ground, day or night. Any weapon which is either living or non-living. So what is Narsimha Avatar? Narsimha Avatar is the exact definition of Brahman. He is neither man or a beast. Man body, beast head. He is neither God or a demon. He is part God, part demon. Right? Inside or outside, दहलीज पे उसको मारा. बीच घर के बीच में, एंट्रेंस नहीं, एग्जिट नहीं, बीच में मारा. अप और डाउन, स्काई नहीं तो ग्राउंड, उसको उसके पाव पे बिठा के मारा. डे और नाइट, शाम को मारा. एनी वेपन, नाखून से मारा. तो वेपन भी नहीं है. Kind of gives you an idea. Even that is not right when you say Brahman. There is a song called Tum Ek Ghorak Dhanda Ho. I don't know how many of you heard that. It's sung by Nasrat Fateh Ali Khan. Let me just check the author. One second. The person who wrote it, his name is Naz Kaivalli. Huh? So he says the way one of the most beautiful and intriguing song explaining God. So I'll read one or two lines, then you understand. Of denying both the opposites, right? Neither small. He says, हो भी नहीं और हर जा हो. हर जा means everywhere. हो भी नहीं. You're not there, but you're everywhere. तुम एक घोरक धंधा हो. घोरक धंधा means you are a very tricky business. हर जर्रे में किस शान से तू जलवा नुमा है. हैरान है मगर अकल के कैसा है तू क्या है. हर जर्रे में किस शान से तू जलवा नुमा है. एवरीवेयर यू आर देयर. हर जर्रे में मीन्स एवरी कॉर्नर यू आर देयर. बट हैरान हूं मगर अकल से. तू कौन है, क्या है? व्हाट इज दिस? अपनी पहचान की खातिर है बनाया सबको. यू मेड इट इन योर इमेज. सबकी नजरों से मगर खुद को छुपा रखा है. अपनी पहचान की खातिर है बनाया सबको, इन योर इमेज यू मेड एवरीथिंग, बट सबकी नजर से मगर खुद को छुपा रखा है, तुम में घोरतंगा हो। The extreme, she explains. How else will you explain God? Like milk, it's there. Like butter, it's there, but it's not there. Verse 61.
यद्भासा भास्यतेऽर्कादि भास्यैर्यत्तु न भास्यते येन सर्वमिदं भाति तद्ब्रह्मेत्यवधारयेत् यद्भासा भास्यतेऽर्कादि भास्यैर्यत्तु न भास्यते येन सर्वमिदं भाति तद्ब्रह्मेत्यवधारयेत्.
Realize that to be Brahman, by whose light the sun, etc., are illumined, but which is not illumined by those luminaries, and by which all this is illumined. So, now when you go to previous verse, अरे ये neither short nor long, ये क्या है? You get kind of a dejected, You'll be like, क्या है? What is this? What is this? What is this? Then immediately he wants to break that idea again. It's like the sun everywhere. It illumines everything, like a bright idea he gives again. Like the waker's mind illumines everything in the dream. The dream sun, the dream stars, the dream tube light, the dream floodlight, where is the light coming from? There's a light, there is a sun in the dream. There is a bright sun in the dream. Where is the light coming from? The light is coming from the waker's mind. But can that sun see the waker's mind? No. That cannot be possible. You could be the most brilliant Einstein in the dream, but you will never be able to figure out that it's a dream. So it illumines everything, but it cannot be illumined. Similarly, God illumines everything. You would say, how is this sun, which is an object outside, right? And it has its own chemical reaction, fusion reaction going on. Two hydrogens, they combine and then energy is released. How is that Brahman? Without Brahman, it cannot be. क्या बात कर रहे हैं? Just like in the dream, you say somebody is projecting all this. No, that's not possible. Similarly, same thing. Verse 62.
स्वयमन्तर्बहिर्व्याप्य भासयन्नखिलं जगत् ब्रह्म प्रकाशते वह्नि प्रतप्ताय सपिण्डवत् स्वयमन्तर्बहिर्व्याप्य भासयन्नखिलं जगत् ब्रह्म प्रकाशते वह्नि प्रतप्ताय सपिण्डवत्.
Pervading and illuminating the entire universe, internally, externally, Brahman shines by itself like a red hot ball in fire. Like a red hot ball. So fire he see pervading inner and outside means he's talking about the universe, right? Now he's saying the iron ball, let's say you take an iron ball, is the universe, the world. But when the iron ball is heated to a temperature in the fire, you cannot tell the difference. It completely merges with the fire, right? So the fire is the Brahman and the iron ball is the world. Though different in qualities, but when mixed, cannot be distinguished. Similarly, the world and Brahman, both are like that, the combination. The fire is subtle, the iron ball is gross, no? So Brahman is subtle and the world is gross. So the fire is in the universe, in the ball, and outside as well. So it's inside and outside. That's what he's saying, right? Illuminating entire universe, internally, externally, Brahman shines by itself like a red hot fire. So the fire is inside the ball and outside as well. Similarly, Brahman is in the universe and beyond the universe as well. See, he gives you various ideas now. He gives you an idea and demolishes that idea. That's what he's going to do now. He gives you an idea and he says no. He gives you an idea and he says no. So, but with every iteration of the idea, you get into a subtler and subtler realm of understanding. That's what he does. Verse 63.
जगद्विलक्षणम् ब्रह्म ब्रह्मणोऽन्यन्न किञ्चन ब्रह्मान्यद्भाति चेन्मिथ्या यथा मरुमरीचिका जगद्विलक्षणम् ब्रह्म ब्रह्मणोऽन्यन्न किञ्चन ब्रह्मान्यद्भाति चेन्मिथ्या यथा मरुमरीचिका.
Now, in the previous verse, what is the idea that you get? Red hot, the iron ball and the fire. Two things. Now, immediately he breaks that idea. Brahman is other than the universe. See, other than the universe. There exists nothing that is not Brahman. Huh? If anything other than Brahman is seen, it's like unreal, like a mirage. So first he gives the idea that, see, knowledge is from known to unknown, right? Every knowledge is known to unknown. What do we know? We know the world, the universe. We know Brahman, right? We kind of know Brahman. So he says, hey, you see this world? It's inside and outside as well. Now, immediately next verse he says, if you say there is an iron ball, it's like the mirror. There's no iron ball. Next verse, see? Brahman is other than the universe. Huh? It's not the iron ball. Brahman is not the iron ball because you get an idea that world is Brahman. No. World, that means world is Brahman means अच्छा Brahman world में भी है. That means world है और Brahman world में है ना? Fire inside है, outside है. So what is the idea that you get? World है, Brahman world में है. Two things you get an idea. No. Brahman is other than the world. There exists nothing other than Brahman. If you see something other than the Brahman, it's like a mirage. So one level of understanding is this is it and Brahman is in it. Next level of understanding is there is only Brahman. There is no this is it. But if you say this is it, this is a mirage. The iron ball itself is an imagination. So you think the ball exists with other than the fire? No, no, no. Ball doesn't exist, he says. There is no independent existence of the ball. Have you ever had a gelato ice cream? For those who have not had the gelato, how will you explain? It's like a sweet yogurt. No, no, it's not like yogurt. Huh? It's like ice cream. No, 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 no. It's not like ice cream either. अच्छा अच्छा yogurt भी नहीं, sweet yogurt नहीं, ice cream भी नहीं. अच्छा, it's not like that. It's a mix of both. But it's mix of the ice cream भी है, थोड़ा heavy रहता है पर मस्त है. Yogurt भी थोड़ा light रहता है, मस्त है. No, no, it's not like that. It's not heavy as an ice cream. It's creamy and light. It's much more. So he gives, see, how do you explain something? जिलाटो कैसे एक्सप्लेन करेंगे जिसने खाया नहीं? इटालियन जिलाटो कभी खाया है? हम्म, वो आइसक्रीम जैसा है? नहीं नहीं, आइसक्रीम से अच्छा है. तो कर्ड जैसा है क्या? योगर्ट जैसा? वो योगर्ट से भी अच्छा है. योगर्ट जैसा है मगर योगर्ट से भी अच्छा है. सो विथ एवरी आइट्रेशन you understand more about the gelato, isn't it? When I say yogurt, you understand. No. Ice cream, you understand. No. So mix of both, you understand something. And then say again, I say no. Then what is the idea of gelato you get? Oh, it could be, oh my God, something. Similarly here, iron ball है, ये है. No, 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 वो भी नहीं है. In the vast expanse of the desert, there cannot be water, right? It's like unreal, like a mirage. In the vast expanse of the desert, there's no water. Impossible, there's no water. But if you see water, it's an imagination. It's a mirage. So in the vast expanse of Brahman, only Brahman exists. Only desert exists. But if you say this is the world, I see the world of things and beings, you are imagining. Name and form is given to a wave. But what is there? There is only ocean. There is no such thing as wave. But if you see the world, there's no world. It's an illusion. And mirage exists where? In the desert. It has no independent existence apart from the desert. So world doesn't have an independent existence. It's illusory projection. Brahma Satyam Jagannath. $64.
दृश्यते श्रूयते यद्यत् ब्रह्मणोऽन्यन्न तद्भवेत् तत्त्वज्ञानाच्च तद्ब्रह्म सच्चिदानन्दमद्वयम् दृश्यते श्रूयते यद्यत् ब्रह्मणोऽन्यन्न तद्भवेत् तत्त्वज्ञानाच्च तद्ब्रह्म सच्चिदानन्दमद्वयम्.
Whatever seen or heard cannot be other than Brahman. And on self-realization, one realizes Brahman as Satchidanand and Advayam. Again he says, whatever you see is Brahman. You think you are seeing the mirage other than the sand. But even the mirage is sand. So in previous verse he says Brahman is other than the universe. And now he says whatever seen cannot be other than the universe. So you have to read it actually. Verse 63, Brahman is other than universe. Verse 64, first line, whatever seen or heard cannot be other than Brahman. Almost contradictory terms he uses. These are not contradictory terms. Verse 63 is what he's saying. Brahman is other than the universe. There exists nothing that is not Brahman. If anything other than Brahman is seen, it's like mirage. This is from a sadhak's point of view. He says Brahman is other than the universe. It's beyond the universe, he says. But from a self-realized soul point of view, he says whatever seen is itself is Brahman. So two different views. One is a non-realized sadhak, another is a realized sadhak. Verse 64 is from a realized perspective. Whatever seen or heard cannot be other than Brahman. Sadhak is saying Brahman is other than the universe, but if you see anything else, it is mirage. He says even the mirage is Brahman. There's no mirage, he says. Whatever seen or heard cannot be other than Brahman. And on self-realization, you realize. On self-realization, you realize that it is non-dual. There is no mirage either. First he says, if you see something, it's a mirage. It's an illusion. There is no illusion also, he says. Self-realized soul says, there's no illusion. There's no world. Whatever you are seeing, I'm seeing. But I'm seeing it as Brahman. You are seeing it as a world. There's no illusion. Illusion, again, you get an idea that something is projected on it. There's no something. There is only sand. But sir, how am I seeing the mirage? You'll say, a sadhak will say, when there is desert, how am I seeing the mirage? Why am I seeing the mirage? A self-realized soul will say, what mirage? I don't see mirage. I see just the desert. There is only desert, he says. But the sadhak says, if I see a mirage, the mirage itself is a projection. The self-realized soul says, what mirage are you talking about? I don't see any mirage. You see, that's the difference here. 63 and 64. 65.
सर्वदं सच्चिदात्मानं ज्ञानचक्षुर्निरीक्षते अज्ञानचक्षुर्नेक्षेत भास्वन्तं भानुमन्धवत् सर्वदं सच्चिदात्मानं ज्ञानचक्षुर्निरीक्षते अज्ञानचक्षुर्नेक्षेत भास्वन्तं भानुमन्धवत्.
Eye of wisdom with Jnana Chakshu views the all-pervading Atman as existent consciousness. Eye of ignorance, Ajnana Chakshu. One is Jnana Chakshu, another is Ajnana Chakshu. Eye of ignorance sees not. How? As the blind sees not the resplendent sun. Interesting comparison. Can we look at sun? We cannot directly. How strong it is. Its presence is felt everywhere, on all things. It's resplendent sun. Before it comes only, we have seen in the previous verses, there is light everywhere. But look at the brightness of the sun. You can't even look at it. But the blind sees it not. Does it mean there is no sun? That how a jnani sees. A self-realized soul sees the expression of Brahman everywhere. Like how strong is the sun in the world? He sees everything as the Brahman. But we don't see that. That doesn't mean it's not there. See, it's like you're not seeing the sun. Looking at the sun, you're not able to see the sun. Oh, when you talk to a self-realized soul, he says, everything is Brahman. What are you talking about? I don't see anything else. His grace is everywhere. Like that man when he talks to his wife, now man. His grace is everywhere. You don't see it. It's not my problem. I'm seeing it. It's blazing at us all the time. Brahman is blazing at us all the time. But you need a jnana chakshu for that. We are blind to it. Any questions?
Vivek, all this is fantasy till you actually realize it. Till then, it just becomes mere information.
No, sir. I'll tell you why. It's a gradual progression. I understand from where you're saying that, but it's not black and white. That is the beauty of it. It's not black and white. To the extent you understand the presence of Brahman, to that extent you have that feeling. And to that extent you are confident. To that extent you see everything. It may be 1%, but there is a huge difference between 0 and 1%. 0 is a blind person. Blind, totally blind. Blackness he sees when he looks at sun. 1% is you're blind, but still you see that color, that when you look at the sun, there is an orange color. That orange color is much better than seeing black. That is the saving grace. That is the saving grace. At some time we will open our eye. But if we say this is fantasy, the light will not come. That orange will also never come.
I want to know with the Pandavas also, only the Arjun was the selected one who got the Gyan. The others came to know about the knowledge later.
Yes.
They also got the vision that this is Brahman.
No, they didn't get the vision.
They didn't get.
No. They didn't get. But because it was very selective in terms of because Arjuna had to perform. The other 4 Pandavas were ready to fight. They were very clear.
They didn't have any feelings and emotions.
No, they did. They did. But they knew why they were doing it. They knew the path to Dharma. Arjuna is the only one who got confused.
Yeah, he was confused.
No, none of the Pandavas were confused. They knew what they were doing, and they knew it's a very painful battle to fight, but they knew it was for Dharma. Arjuna got confused. Hence, Arjuna was given the.
Thank you. And can you explain, sir, one question? Why is Ganpati's Visarjan done? Because he wrote the Mahabharat and his body became so hot that they had to put him in cool water. So the Visarjan process is done. Or he's returning to Mata Gauri. That is why his Visarjan is done.
I don't know this story about getting being hot?
No idea.
I know, I don't know the story about being hot.
Yeah.
I'll cover the Ganpati next class.
Thank you, sir. It'll be a Saturday ka Sunday, right? Saturday is the last day.
The Sunday will come.
Yeah.
So we'll have the whole process.
Yeah.
Okay then.
Thank you, sir.
Om Purnamadam Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We'll meet next time. Hari Om.
Thank you, sir.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.